to do a video tonight talking about the differences you notice in life when you're a smart person versus an average or below average intelligence person, or average smart person, however you phrase that. I can't think of the wording on that right now. But I'm noticing, and I'm just referencing my video, my controversy video. So I've gotten 2 comments so far. One called me a racist white person, and the other person said you can't lump all black people in the same category, where he obviously either didn't watch the video all the way through, because I clearly said I didn't dislike all black people. I disliked the ones who were derogatory towards themselves, and I didn't even dislike them. I disliked the things they were doing. So he didn't really, I just deleted the comment. It was not worth getting into a conversation with that person for, because they either are committed to misunderstanding what I'm saying, or they can't comprehend it, or they didn't watch the video all the way through. So there's all that. But what I'm realizing, anybody here on the channel a highly intelligent person? I can tell by the likes that I get on certain videos that some of you are on the same page as me. I don't know if it's Miss Sally or not, or if it's somebody else, but I know at least that one person has their head on their shoulders straight. So maybe I can talk directly to you in this video, because it's a new channel. There's only 13 subscribers, and there's only like 10 or so views on the videos so far. But I think one of the most frustrating things, and it's not even frustrating, one of the most noticeable things about being high IQ is that people simply don't understand you when you talk. And it doesn't matter how much you break it down, it doesn't matter how much you simplify it, it doesn't matter how clearly you articulate it, it goes straight over their heads. And it can be kind of an isolating experience. It can be a rather interesting experience, but it just serves to remind you that not everybody's going to understand you. And it's another thing I wanted to talk about that kind of goes into the same thing. How you can come across as mean, or how you can pick up on jealousies and envies and embarrassment in other people that comes across as self-righteous entitlement to attack you or lash out at you, that flies in the face of everything logical you said, and backfires on those people, that makes them look simple-minded or stupid or undereducated or hostile, or more than likely just jealous or embarrassed, more than likely. But it kind of makes me wonder, like, what are we meant to do as like high IQ people if you can't find your own people? I mean, you kind of exist on this plane where like you see and understand everything with average people, and when you meet someone who's as smart as you have the best conversations, and like they're not transparent. So even though you can read their emotional cues, and you can tell when they're uncomfortable, you can tell when they're happy and sad and having a good day or a bad day, you can't virtually read their mind the way you can with average intelligent people, where you can read their motives, and you can read their jealousies and their insecurities, and you know their next step before they take it. And they're so simple that they're just that easy to read. But like, hold on right quick. I am trying to turn the brightness up on my screen because I'm at 5%, so I can't even make this a long video. But like, I'm just noticing some patterns and things that I've never really been on the same level as the people around me. Like, even when I was a little kid, if you're here from the old channel, you know the hostile environment I grew up in with like my family and all like that. But I've always been, and I just found this page on Instagram that explained it so well, like hypersensitivity, processing sensitivity, or something like that, where you're just naturally in a position of intelligence and hyper processing, hypersensitivity, hyper awareness of people's emotions and the tones in people's voices and the subtle cues on people's faces. And I did not realize, like, I've come to understand it, but it took a long time to understand that not everybody picks up on those facial cues in other people's faces. And so there's a lot of people running around who just don't have that ability to read other people or read the room or pick up on people's motives and intentions. And it seems so dangerous. Like, if you can't tell that your girlfriend is jealous over you and that she's planning to stab you in the back, like, how unprotected are you, right? And so I see these patterns in people all the time. Like, I can see a girl's lip twitch and I know that she's jealous of me. Or I can see some dude's eyeballs look me up and down real quick and I know he's about to come over and ask me for sex. Like, in one way or another, however he phrases it, at some point in the conversation, it's going to turn sexual. Like, I know all of this just by looking at a person's face. And almost 99% of the population cannot do that. That is a massive amount of people with just no awareness of what's in front of them. And I had no idea it was just that much. And so I'm like, I really am in this 1% of people who's just like looking at life like it's water, like it's just completely transparent. And it makes it puts you on like another level where like you can't really identify with most people even though you understand most people. You're just not on their level. So like you're not with the surface level conversation. You're not with the fake friendships. You're not with the people that have no boundaries and no respect for you. You're not with people who misunderstand you. You're not with people who are hostile towards you. You're not with people who are bound and determined not to get your point. You're not with people who are jealous or envious or are so embarrassed by your presence that they're going to come after you in some violent, aggressive, hyper catty way. Like, you don't tolerate nonsense, you don't tolerate bullshit, and a lot of people don't like that, or they don't like you, and you don't care. Because you know they're average, they're below average, they're simple-minded people, they lead with their feelings, they don't think about anything, they don't lead with logic, and that's all you do. You're logic-based, you're logic-forward, you're intelligent, you don't lead with your feelings, you don't allow it to influence your choices or your decisions, and so it puts you in a position of, like, clear-headed pinpoint focus. And so you get to weed your way through the crowd really easily and efficiently and fast. And so, like, I guess I just want to say thank you to those of you who get my point and get my drift on this channel, and for all of those who come back to the channel from the original channel who always really did get the point. And it was always a very niche, small group of you anyway. Even out of the 500 subscribers I got in the 2 years, like, there would maybe be like 30 of you who were religiously watching the videos, and I got 13 of you back already. But, like, I just want to say thank you to you guys, because I know that you actually get my drift, you get my point, you're here with me, and it does my soul a lot of good to have you around, even if you're quiet and you don't comment, or, you know, you're not blowing up my inbox or whatever. I just like to know that you're there and you get my drift, because it makes me feel less alone going through this life. And while I don't tend to feel lonely these days, I feel often alone, just alone, because there's just not that many smart people around me. There's not that many focused people in my life. Like, I gotta rely on my caseworker and like the staff members who are the only ones they're all older too, like in their 50s, 60s. So they've been through life, they get my points, they're not confused by the things I say. My therapists understand me when I talk about rap music and people and society and the AI and the fakeness of everything. Like, they're not confused about anything I say, and they get the conversation very well. But, like, you try to say that to your peer and they half-heartedly agree, or it drifts off to some surface-level conversation. But I feel heard and understood when I get up here. Even if the conversation isn't a back and forth, or even when it is a back and forth. Like, you know, I I like not feeling so alone on YouTube, which is why I turned to YouTube originally 2 years ago to open my mouth and express some of the things that were on my mind. And it was a very intelligent channel back then. And now I've gone more into the vlogs and daily life over the years. But for the moments where I do have a serious conversation, I do appreciate those of you who get my drift and aren't offended by the things I say, because it's never my intent. But for those of you who just get what it is I'm saying, because I've never been hostile towards anyone on my YouTube channel. I've never been, I don't know the word it is that I'm looking for, but baiting. I've never been rage baiting anybody on my channel or anything like that. I've always been clear about the message that I'm trying to send, and so I'm glad that some of you are able to receive that exactly as it was presented. But just wanted to share that, get it off my brain. So I love you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.